And so having that diversity is key. And that's really how we are able to recover in the way we
Yeah, I
are.
was actually looking for a statistic, and I'm sure you probably have seen similar
Mm-hmm.
statistics, but a lot of backup or a lot of failures occur. Oh, here it is. In the United States,
Mm-hmm.
each week, 140,000 hard drives fail.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, and the point there, and the other statistic that I saw was basically, you know, the life of a hard drive is anticipated to be somewhere between 5 and 7 or 8 years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And older equipment does lend itself to failures,
Mm-hmm.
never mind outside
Yes.
influences and events like ransomware and malware and
Yes.
viruses and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
So if you add all those things together and you really, aren't taking backup seriously, then you're putting yourself at risk because hardware fails.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to attack you, especially if you're a small to medium-sized business. Those
Yeah.
statistically are going to be impacted even more than even some of the larger businesses.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But probably one of the biggest challenges I think that occurs in our market with backup
Mm-hmm.
is the human element. And so
Mm-hmm.
when you use a solution like CrashPlan
Yeah.
and you rely on a company like TechHero to kind of help you with that,
Yeah.
then it really takes the worry out of the equation because
Yeah.
not only is the CrashPlan backup automated,
Mm-hmm.
it just works. It just
Mm-hmm.
runs in the background. It continuously backs up the
Mm-hmm.
critical files on your
Yeah.
endpoint.
Yeah.
And you can rest assured that if it needs to be restored for any reason,
Mm-hmm.
that is just a couple of clicks away from
Mm-hmm.
complete restore of your data. So.
And that keyword automation is something I definitely wanted to make sure we talk about. When I think automation from a tech perspective, I think of how many captures are happening in one workday. Because let's say you start out your workday 9 a.m. You're cruising along. You've been inputting into a database or any sort of client information, and you get that malware attack at lunchtime. So if you're just capturing once a week or once a day, you can lose that first 3 hours of your workday can be completely gone forever. And one of the things about CrashPlan, and one of the reasons we utilize it, is because it's doing that continuous automation. So it gives us a much narrower window of time that data can be lost. And so, as that automation is happening, we can dive further into that database to recover within minutes, within hours, within half day, full day, and it depends on the database. So there are some parameters, but the more automated you can get that backup process, the finer increment that we can restore from. And so that's
a great point. And what we see typically is, and the way our system works, just to go into just a brief explanation, once you target the files on your computer, on your endpoint that you want to have backed up, the CrashPlan solution will securely back those up to our cloud.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, once everything is backed up, we move to an incremental backup.
Mm-hmm.
And you can set that as granular as once every 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And so we sit in the background, kind of the simmer, low and slow kind of simmer method, and we do our best to make sure that we're not disruptive to the activity that's going on and the compute that's going on the endpoint. But we do monitor the file system and what's stored and make sure that we back those deltas up every 15 minutes so that your granularity is really 14 minutes and 59 seconds, I guess. So,
yeah, that provides us a lot more capability to recover to the smallest increment possible.
Yeah, and we've had situations where people have been attacked, ransomware or what have you, and you literally can almost replay, if you will.
Yeah.
The point where, okay, I did this this at 10:27 a.m. I need to go
Uh-huh.
back to 10:15.
Yep.
You know, I'm going to take that infected computer out of commission. I'm going to put another computer in, and I'm going to back up all my data
Yeah.
from 10:15.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and move forward from that point. And that's pretty critical because we all know the scourge that ransomware and malware is, and so protecting yourself against that for less than what you pay at Five Guys. I went to Five Guys and had lunch the other day, and I'm like, it was $30 for
exactly
me and my son.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, I could, so
it's remarkable. The cost savings and just having been on the other side of a ransomware attack, on behalf of my clients, you just see it in a completely different perspective. It's invaluable, absolutely invaluable. What would you say if someone's kind of debating, you know what, I can manage my own backups, or should I work with a professional to manage my backups? What would you say is the cost benefit analysis to that?
I would really say that, given today's, not only economic climate, but also, I guess, expertise climate, the fact that, I'm sure that a lot of your clients and certainly other MSPs that I work with, it's pretty clear that their clients really want to focus on what they do, whether it's building a product or providing a service, or whatever it is, and they really don't want to take the time nor the expertise to try to learn system compatibility or what technologies are going to help improve our development of our widget or the providing the service that we provide. And I think it's critically important for companies out there to really understand what they're good at and not try to do more than is necessary when they have fantastic resources available to them, such as companies like TechHero.
Yeah.
And so what I would say is, talk to your service provider, talk to TechHero, and let them help you understand, the best backup scenario. Because if you don't do that, then it's all on you. And if you're not really focused on that, and we're all, we're human, right? We make mistakes, we forget, and Lord knows I make mistakes. My wife reminds me of that all the time. But I forget things and what have you. But but knowing that that security, that insurance, I guess the best way to describe it would be just that insurance that that your critical data is being backed up and you really don't have to worry about it. Is worth the price, I think, of that. So, otherwise it's all it's all you.
Well, and one thing that I can say from our perspective, as at least as a talking point, is every piece of software chooses its own little root directory, on whether it's on the server or on the workstations. And that's one thing we have a lot of experience in understanding. Okay, actually the database is on the D drive, or it's in the root folder of the C drive. And unless you're going to that level of understanding, you might be missing critical data just in the arrangement of how the backup is happening. And there's countless clients I've worked with that they thought that they had backed up X drive or X folder. Turns out a bad situation happened. We went to recover, and oh my God, that wasn't getting backed up. So that's one area of expertise that we can certainly look into for our clients. And then the second is just the reporting. I mean, we're working with a high number of clients where we're getting, every morning we get a nice understanding of, oh, this folder isn't backed up, this computer's been offline for 4 days, this backup is hung up or needs an update. So that allows us to automate our process and help people more effectively and efficiently. So that's another reason that it's really nice to have somebody on your team to look things over.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more because, oftentimes I think end users and even IT administrators at companies, you know, certainly mean well and want to do the best thing for their situation and their organization.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's good to have somebody from the outside kind of give you another view.
Yeah.
And I know companies like Tech Hero pride themselves on helping their customers, across a spectrum of different, challenges, right?
Yeah.
And endpoint backup, what we found is really just an incremental component of business continuity,
Mm-hmm.
cybersecurity resiliency, reduced downtime, just even peace of mind.
Yeah.
When it comes to, again, a company whose focus is not IT,
Yeah.
but realizes that IT and technology plays an important part in their, their ability to market their products and sell their products and really be competitive in their market.
Yeah.
And relying on somebody like a Tech Hero, I think, gives them an advantage because that allows them again to focus on what they do best and not necessarily the IT piece or the technology
Absolutely.
piece.
Well, Everett, thank you so much for delving into this with us.
Sure.
I can tell you that it is priority number one when I go to meet with a client. We talk about backups first because it is that important. So I'm really appreciative that you could take some time to dive into this with us, and we're someone that we've relied on CrashPlan for years and years, and hope to continue this relationship with you all.
Sounds great, and we appreciate the partnership with Tech Hero and with you personally, and certainly am proud that we are providing a service through you to your customers and clients, and just so thankful. It's always great to hear those positive stories, even though that tends to be on the back end of something negative happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to hear a client and even a partner like Tech Hero say, "Hey, we've come to rely on CrashPlan. We know that it works, and it really bailed us out in this situation because of this, this thing that happened."
Absolutely.
So,
well, thanks so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.